Welcome to today's level 2 practice. Standing in Tadasana, taking a few breaths to get centered. Throughout the practice today, I'll be holding poses for 3 to 5 breaths, a little closer to the 3 side to keep the flow going. Inhaling to reach up, exhaling to fold forward. Lots of bend in the knees, coming halfway up to breathe in. You're going to step to plank pose, and then very slowly, on an exhalation, coming all the way down to the floor. Coming into a low cobra to inhale, lowering back down, exhale, pressing up to our knees. We're going to move through about 3 cat and cow poses. Inhaling into the cow pose, lifting the chest. Exhaling into cat, pulling the center of the body in and up. And another strong exhalation, stepping back to downward facing dog. Taking just a few breaths here, bending one knee and then the other, opening up the back of the body just a bit. And then on an exhalation, just walking your hands to the front of your mat, coming halfway up to inhale, folding back in to exhale, lots of bend in the knees. Coming all the way up to standing, inhale to reach up, and going right into another forward fold, exhale. Halfway up to breathe in, and then we're going to step back to plank pose again, taking a breath here, and then exhaling, coming all the way down to the floor. Inhaling for another cobra, pressing the chest forward. Exhaling to lower down. Inhaling, coming up to the hands and knees. Moving into a spinal balance, right arm forward, left leg back. About 3 to 5 breaths. Getting all parts of the body to activate and engage and get some blood flowing. Moving over to the other side, left arm forward, right leg back. Lengthening out the spine, stretching from fingertips to toes. And we'll go ahead and release, and moving back into a downward facing dog. A couple of strong breaths here. At the end of the next exhalation, walking forward again, coming into halfway up, inhale, folding into exhale. We're going to then come all the way up to standing, deep breath, reaching up, and then moving into Utkatasana, a chair pose, about 3 breaths, lifting all 10 toes, pressing the hips back and the fingertips forward and up. On an exhale, folding forward. Coming halfway up to inhale, let's go ahead and hop or step to plank pose, taking a chaturanga or a cobra, upward dog, and making our way back into downward facing dog. Let's inhale to extend the right leg up and back, leaving it lifted for 3 to 5 breaths. It's all about creating space and length in the body. And just releasing the right foot down. Let's take the left leg up. Same thing. Creating a long line from your hands all the way to your left toes, and then breathing into that space. Releasing the left foot down, back in downward facing dog. At this point, we're going to walk our hands to the back of the mat. So you're in a forward fold at the back of your mat. Inhaling to come halfway up. Exhaling to fold back in. Bend your knees, drop your hips. Inhale into Utkatasana. We're going to take a twisting chair, so left hand down between the feet, right arm reaching up to the ceiling. Exhaling to really twist and wring out the spine. Coming back into chair pose, we'll just switch sides. Right arm down, left arm up. Always creating long lines in the body and breathing into the space. Let's release the left hand down to a forward fold. As you inhale, walk your hands forward into plank pose. Exhaling down to chaturanga. Upward facing dog to breathe in, and downward facing dog, exhale. Taking the right leg up and back, stepping the right foot forward. We're just going to stay in a lunge with the right foot forward, pressing the left heel back, drawing the chest forward and the right shin forward. About 3 breaths. Stepping back to a plank pose. We're going to do knee touches here. You can hold plank, you can come onto your forearms for a forearm plank, or you can go down directly to downward facing dog. I'm just doing knee touches here for my core. A total of 25 touches for each knee. And back to downward facing dog. Inhale, take the left leg up and back. And we're exhaling to bring the left foot forward again, staying in a lunge. Pressing the right heel back, left shin forward, chest drawing forward. Long line on the back body. Stepping the left foot back now to plank. Again, doing the knee touches if you want to, or holding plank, forearm plank, or just hitting downward facing dog, or even a child's pose at this point if you would like. Moving back to downward facing dog if you're not there already. Taking a few breaths here. Strong exhalations. And again, walking the hands to the feet at the back of the mat, forward fold at the back of your mat. We're going to come halfway up, a little bit of bend in the knees, and then reaching the arms out to the right and the left so the spine is long and parallel to the floor. Little bend in the knees, squeezing the shoulder blades together as the hands reach in opposite directions. Moving the hands back alongside the body now, fingertips pointing to the wall behind you. Crown of the head drawing forward. And then finally reaching the arms out in front, stretching from your tailbone to your fingertips, keeping a little bend in your knees. And then we'll release into a forward fold. Inhaling to walk the hands forward into plank pose. Exhaling down, chaturanga. Upward facing dog, taking a deep breath. And downward facing dog, exhale. Inhale to take the right leg up and back. Exhaling to step the right foot forward. Set the left heel down. We're going to come directly up into Warrior Two. Drawing the right shin forward and left ankle back. Lengthening from the tailbone to the top of the head. And bringing the hands down on an exhalation, we're going to lift the left foot up in the air, walk the hands forward. Rooting down through the right leg and lifting up through your hips. Setting the left foot at the very back of the mat. We're going to sweep the right leg up and back in a downward dog, and then this time walk the hands to the foot at the back of the mat, leaving the right leg extended, so the right leg has been up this entire time. lengthening out the spine, and releasing the right foot down to the floor for a forward fold. Inhaling again to come halfway up. This time we'll start with our arms extending forward, stretching from fingertips to tailbone. Inhaling to stretch and lengthen out. Exhaling to reach the arms out to the right and the left, drawing the shoulder blades together on your back. And then again, exhaling to reach your arms back alongside your body. Fingertips reaching to the wall, hips reaching towards the wall, heart and rib cage drawing forward. Exhaling your hands down towards your feet. We'll inhale and walk both hands to the front of the mat. Exhaling to lower chaturanga. Upward facing dog, breathing in. Downward facing dog, exhale. Taking the left leg up this time. Exhale, stepping the left foot forward. We're coming right up into warrior two. Long stretch between the left shin and the right heel, between your left fingers and your right fingers, between your tailbone and the top of your head. Bringing both hands down and then walking the hands forward, lifting the right leg off of the mat. Right leg parallel to the floor, up on your fingertips and chest, lifting deep breaths. Then we're going to set the right foot at the back of the mat, sweeping the left leg up in the downward dog. Leave the left leg up, walking your hands to the back of your mat. Come up onto your fingertips. Left leg is still extended behind you. And releasing the left foot, coming into a forward fold. You can clasp your arms here, you can grab your toes or your heels, or step on your palms, keeping a generous bend in your knees. Strong exhalations. Releasing the hands, walk forward into plank pose again. Chaturanga, upward facing dog, and downward facing dog. Taking the right leg up on an inhalation, stepping the right foot forward. We're going to come into a side angle, so right hand stays on the inside of the right foot, left arm reaching either straight up to the ceiling or over your head. Another long line between your left hand and your left ankle. Releasing the left hand down, come on your left toes. Take the right arm up for a twisting lunge. Remember, just about 3 breaths. And bringing the right hand down to the floor. We're going to step the left foot forward. So both feet come together, big toes together. Knees together, thighs together. You're up on your tippy toes, coming into a balancing pose. You can leave your hands on the tops of your thighs or bring your hands into prayer. And we'll release our hands down to the floor and come into boat pose, Navasana. We'll be in this pose for about 10 breaths. Keeping the chest lifted. You can take any variation of this pose that you would like as well while we're here. Strong exhalations. Cross your ankles, roll forward, and hop back to plank, taking a vinyasa or going directly to downward facing dog. We'll move through that same sequence on the other side, taking the left leg up, stepping the left foot forward, and moving directly into a side angle. Right arm reaching up or reaching over your head. Exhaling to bring the right hand down, come on your right toes. Inhaling to take the left arm up. About 3 breaths. Bringing the left hand down to the floor. And again, we're going to step the feet out to the right and the left this time, coming into a squat. Toes pointing slightly out. Keeping a line between the top of your head and your tailbone. And then coming back into a seated position and all the way down onto your back. We're going to do the bicycle elbow to knee touches. If there's a different abdominal exercise you would like to do here, you can. I'm doing 25 touches to each knee for a total of 50. You could hold boat pose if you wanted to, or any variations of that. You could do any sort of abdominal stabilization you would like to. Just keeping the breath flowing and taking this opportunity to connect to the center of your body. And go ahead and release, stretching out just a little bit, taking some deep breaths. And we'll draw the knees in, cross the ankles, rolling up, hopping back to plank pose, and just holding plank pose if you want to for a few breaths, or going directly to downward dog. Back in downward dog. Excuse me, taking a couple of breaths here. Let's take the right leg up and then exhaling to step the right foot forward. Coming up into a warrior one and then moving into bat pose, clasping the hands behind your back and folding to the inside of your right knee. So the right knee and the right shoulder are close together, relaxing the head, letting your arms come up and over your head. Staying strong in the left leg. And releasing our bat pose. We're pointing both toes forward, moving the hands out, stretching into a wide-legged forward fold or a wide-legged downward facing dog. Again, keeping a little bend in the knees so we're not hyperextending. And then just walking our hands over to the left foot, so facing the other direction, coming into a warrior one for a moment and moving into our bat pose, hands behind the back and folding to the inside of the left knee, left shoulder and left knee close together, relaxing the neck. And then releasing our hands down, taking another wide-legged forward fold, perhaps taking your legs out even wider than before. Maybe coming down onto your elbows. Any variation of a wide-legged forward fold. And we'll go ahead and release that, walking the hands back to the right foot, stepping forward and then sitting down. Moving all the way down onto your back again. We're going to go ahead and take a bridge pose for a couple of breaths, rooting down through the feet and the heels, lifting the hips, and then just gently tucking the shoulders under. If you want, you can clasp your hands underneath your hips, rooting down through the feet to lift up towards the sky with the whole front body. Keeping the chin moving away from the chest and taking some deep breaths. slowly lower back down to the floor. We're going to extend the right leg to the ceiling, placing both palms on the left knee. The left knee is pressing into your hands. Your hands are pressing into your knee as you lower the right leg down slowly. And then slowly drawing the right leg back up. This is an abdominal stabilizer. Moving both hands over to the right knee, as you lower the left leg slowly down. Hands are pressing into knee, knee pressing into hands, bringing the left leg back up. And grabbing the big toes, let's take a happy baby for a couple of breaths. And then bringing the legs back together, crossing the ankles. We're going to roll up, hop back into plank pose, holding for just a few breaths here. And moving into downward facing dog. Inhaling to take the right leg up. Exhale, right foot comes forward. We're going to come up into Warrior Two just to set up for a triangle pose. So moving down into triangle, right fingertips down, left arm reaching up. Keeping the spine long, keeping the legs long. Let's release the left hand down, stepping the left foot about halfway forward, pointing the toes almost forward. Feet are still hip bone distance apart. We're going to keep the spine parallel to the floor and reach both arms towards the back of the room or to the wall behind you, creating all of these very angular shapes in the body, top of the head forward, hips back. And releasing the fingertips to the floor, let's move into Ardha Chandrasana. Right hand stays down with the right foot, left arm and left leg reaching up. Releasing the left hand down, left foot steps to the back of the mat. Sweep the right leg back up in the downward dog, and we'll move through Chaturanga. Release the right foot, upward dog, downward facing dog. Inhale to take the left leg up. Exhale, left foot steps forward. Coming to Warrior Two just for a sec to help prepare for our triangle pose. Left fingertips down, right hand reaches up. Bringing the right hand down, stepping the right foot halfway forward, leveling out the hips, long spine, arms reaching back behind us again as the crown of the head draws forward. Strong in both legs. You can definitely have a slight bend in the left knee if you need it. Moving into Ardha Chandrasana, again, left hand down, right arm up, right leg up. Bringing the right hand and foot to the mat, sweep the left leg up and back, and then if you want to, moving through your Chaturanga, upward dog, and downward facing dog. Couple of strong exhalations. And then we're going to go ahead and come to a seated position for fire log. Starting with the right leg stacking over the left. We're going to go ahead and do eagle arms with this pose, starting with the right arm on top. Right leg is on top, right arm is on top. Being in quarantine has meant a lot of time sitting For me, whether it's watching shows with my kids or playing video games or reading a book, lots of sitting time, so my hips are certainly very tight. Releasing the arms and walking the hands forward, or if there's enough stretch just staying seated, then just stay seated. Sometimes you really got to talk those hips into stretching out. Let's come on out, extending both legs straight out for Purvottanasana, just to get the front body to open for just a breath or two. Coming back down for our fire log on the other side. So left leg is on top for fire log. And then when we move into our eagle arms, left arm will be on top. And then releasing the hands and either staying upright or walking your hands out to continue to open up both hips. Let's go ahead and release that. And we'll make our way down onto our backs. We're just going to do a twist. Take any twist that you like. I like to do a one-legged twist. I feel like that helps to get myself a little bit more into my lower back. Drawing the right knee across the body, you can place your right ear to the floor if you want to. Taking the twist all the way up into your neck. And slowly release that and moving over to our other side. Using the left knee now to twist over to the right. And turning the left ear to the mat. And we'll go ahead and release that twist. Taking a moment to neutralize the spine again. Extending both legs out on the mat, taking your arms up above your head. Take a few long, deep breaths, strong exhalations. And then just settle in for your final relaxation. Thanks for practicing with me. I hope you have a great day.